Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music, and there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio's Backstage Hall Pass, a showcase of homegrown talent, mixing independent music with personal interviews and a behind-the-scenes look at our music community. Backstage Hall Pass is your front row center seat to some great conversation with the area's most talented artists. Whether you like rock, blues, folk, country, or R&B, Backstage Hall Pass delivers you a daily dose of the stories behind the music. And now, here's the host of our show, Scott Hall.
Hey, everybody.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know
Oh, well.
I should go see.
Who's that?
So all around town radio show. That's where I go for the latest band.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the program. It is Monday. That means it's the weekend update here at Hall Around Town Radio Show, as Mark Robinson says there in the theme song. Good to have you all with us today. I'll check in with some of you here in just a minute. We are backstage here at the Hall Around Town Radio Studios in beautiful downtown Springboro, Ohio. How y'all doing? What's going on, people? Can I have your attention? Can I have your attention, please? It is time to bring you our weekend update. We've got a lot to talk about today. We do. My God, I've got Fred Flintstone checking in. Yes.
It's the weekend review.
Gina McCann.
Bible coming for you.
What's up, Ditch?
Speaking with the
Hi, Kara.
sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man.
Jonathan Grooms, my man. Jay Grant checking in on the tube of you. Thanks, Jay.
Ready to raise some hell.
All right. Show. Yes. Welcome, guys, on a Monday. Good to have you with us today. We are here to rattle your cages a little bit. Hi, Jamie Minnick. Hi, Bill. Thanks for checking in. Whoever else is out there, say hi if you will, because we can't always see you pop up on the old iPad here. So please say hey if you can. We'd appreciate that. And let's get it started. Welcome to your number one source for live local music news, bands, venues, and more on a Monday here. Your home for everything music. Don't forget, all through the week as we do these shows, anytime you share them, sharing is Karen, and it gives us more views, and we appreciate it very much because that is what it's all about, supporting this local music community. How you doing? It was great to see you, too, on Saturday, Bill. It was really good to see you. And hello, Jamie Minnick. Remind you next time JJ comes that you shouldn't miss. I'm going to remind you today. I'm going to remind you heavily. And, you know, I would have loved to have seen Under the Sun also, but just, you know, when you got your JJ tickets, you're not going anywhere but there. Absolutely. Hi, Rob. Welcome from YouTube. How you doing, Rob? Good to have you with us today. From Stranger. You guys have heard of Stranger. They've only been around 114 years. They have. Oh, it's dog years, but they've been playing a long time. One of my favorite bands locally, Stranger in the house. All right, guys, we're going to get going here. I want to thank you all for Thursday's show, those of you that shared it, and that's called Who's Playing Out. It's brought to you by our friends at Froggy's in Monroe. And we want to say thanks to those who did share. It was a little bit of a culture shock on the numbers this week. We were in the 4,000 range, 4.2, 4.3 the week before, all that, and then we dropped to 2.7. Warm weather will do that sometimes, and it was a little nice on Thursday, I think. It kind of got some people. And the Wanderers are here. How are you? Good to see you Saturday as well. And we're gonna get started. We are today and talk about that because I got to get to Saturday. I have so much to talk about today and so many people to mention. So we're going to get into that. Dewey, how are you? Good to see you. You're going to hear about JJ Grace, and a ton showed up at the Bell after. Wow, that's interesting. That had to be real late because we didn't get home till like 12. Had to be very late. It did. All right, let's roll on in here. Let's talk about what's going to happen here in our weekend music. And if you saw somebody play over the weekend and you want to drop it in the comments that you were wowed by a local artist, please drop it in there. We'd love to hear from you. I want to talk about Wednesday for a minute. I did a twofer on Wednesday last week. I went to Milano's in Miami Township. Got a chance to see our friend Benny Bodine playing there at Milano's. Some of the stuff he did that night, Benny's a great player, a solo player. He's got a great band, too, called Next to Nowhere. But solo-wise, he did Mama, I'm Coming Home by Ozzy, 2 Out of 3 Ain't Bad Meatloaf, Sunshine by Jonathan Edwards, Faithfully, We Just Disagree, The Stray Cat Strut, my God, Vertical Horizon, he did a song by them, Stones, Waiting, Crowded House. God, he did Fire and Rain. Lots of stuff that I happened to just copy down there for a minute. Benny's a stellar player. If you haven't been to Milano's in Miami Township at all, they've got great food. Try one of those triple double pizzas, it's called. It's like double cheese, double pepperoni, double sausage. But we're not supposed to talk about food. We're supposed to talk about music. But let me tell you, I like to eat. It was good. It was very, very good. And thanks to Sean Cooper from Milano's for being a great dude. Always. And Bob Klein, how you doing? Checking in. Where are you checking in from, Bob? You in Columbus today or that area? Checking in with us. So Wednesday, Benny Bodine. Thank you, Benny, for a great time music. And I just happened to stumble into Elsa's, and not stumble because I hadn't been drinking. But I walked into Elsa's Springboro Cantina for just a minute and didn't even realize that they had music going on. And there it was. Heath Bowling was in the house playing music. So I got to see him for a few minutes. Gosh, it was a full house with the March Madness and everything else going on. And Heath had command over the crowd, man. He did in the bar area there. It's an interesting setup in this place because there's like a generalized seating area and then the bar area. And Heath was playing in the bar area, and lots of folks follow Heath. They go to his shows and they throw out song suggestions to him and drop cash in the tip jar for him and all that. And he was having a good time with the people there. And it was pretty crazy in there, crazy busy in that place. So Heath Bowling, hadn't seen him play in a long time. In fact, I don't think I've seen him play, gosh, maybe since Springfest last year or something. It might be maybe something over the summer, but Heath's always a good time, and he was having a good time playing his blend of, he plays a lot of 90s stuff, and a lot of people love that and all that. And Kara says your friends were at JJ Gray in the second row. So were we. So, and there was only like 10 seats in the second row, so we had to be right up close and personal with them, for real. So yeah, I want to talk though just for another minute about. I didn't realize that Elsa's was doing as much music as they are, and they don't submit to us, so I really hadn't caught on to that. But Elsa's was doing the same music and that night over in Centerville, and Dave, Linda, and Chris were playing. Last Call, we're playing at the one in Centerville, so they do a lot of music on Wednesdays apparently at Elsa's. Who knew? Didn't know that. But thanks to Heath and Benny for a great night on Wednesday night and a chance to hear some live music as well. And Gina says, don't know if she can go to a concert and sit far back again after that. I know. That's the actual second time I've seen JJ up close. We saw him at River's Edge down in Hamilton up close too. And what an experience it is to be close and actually see his mannerisms. And we're going to talk about it here at length in just a minute. Jimmy Gard from Ithaca in the house. How you doing? Thanks for being here. So I want to talk real quick about the Thursday Jam. That was part of our musical experience this week, too, at the Bell and the Bear. I understand coming off a Wednesday night where the Gina and Johnny band absolutely slayed it there at the Bell. Thursday night, the crowd, some of them were tired from that night before, and some were ready to party, and we had a great time. And, you know, we mentioned having a Hall Around Town Radio viewer appreciation party that night, and we did. We gave away 5 bottles of water and 5 stickers. That was our big event. You know, I mean, it's public radio here, folks. It's not exactly a rich radio, but we did give that away. And our lucky winners, there were so many of them. Colleen, she won one. Ray Renee, you know, it was the first people that I saw that I knew from the show. Jamie Combs. Yeah, it was fun though. That was fun that we did that. Hello, Desolate. Thank you for being here. Steve, thanks for dropping by. Again, guys, if you saw somebody play over the weekend, please drop in the comments if you want to give them a shout out today. That's what we want to do if we can. Benny Bodine, you just missed me talking about you, buddy, but good to have you with us here. Thanks for popping into the show. And you'll have to go back later and hear us chat. We didn't chat much because we have a lot to talk about today, but thank you for a great Wednesday night, Benny. You're always a pleasure to come see play. Let's see what else we had. The house band that night at the Bell and the Bear was joined by Mickey from Sweet Sister Mercy, filling in for Kevin Cooper, who's heading out on vacation. Great variety of opening tunes with Mickey up there. Of course, the house band, Kathy Laverde, Jonathan Grooms hitting the bass up, Travis, Hannah drumming, Jim on the keyboards, Jamie on the guitar, and then again, Mickey, joined by Toy and Rick from Rockstar, and for some more rockin' tunes early in the evening. And, you know, I didn't get the name. Let me see. I sent a message earlier. Let me see. I can't get that. Sherry Soriano played and her band played. If anybody knows her band's name, please drop it in the comments because I did not catch the name of the band. But Sherry played and did a couple songs up there. Sherry's fresh off the rock and roll fantasy camp that she got to go to. In fact, she's going to be on our show here in a few weeks talking about that with some of her rock stars from rock and roll fantasy camp. That'll be a good time. You're most welcome, Benny. Anytime, man. Good to see you. Have fun with that band practice. I mentioned your band as well. Next to Nowhere, guys. Check them out. Right? Is that it? Yeah. That's why am I thinking I'm having a brain blip? Don Hudson, how are you? Good to have you with us today. Jimmy said he got to see Shane DeMoss Saturday evening at Rip Rap Roadhouse. That was a good one, I'm sure. Shane, always a powerhouse vocalist. So the house band that night, like I said, they can play anything. Great time. If you haven't been to the Bell Jam, you're missing out. And TJ Wethington got up there and rocked us for some songs and killed it as he always does. And then came one of the most epic performances I think I've ever seen at the Bell and the Bear Jam, to be honest with you. And it was epic because of the spontaneity. There was nothing rehearsed about this night. And Tim Anderson from the Naked Karate Girls, shameless plug, he'll be on the show on Wednesday. We're having the Naked Karate Girls on Wednesday with the band this week. Tim has an incredible way of capturing the crowd, both vocally and with his stage antics and mannerisms. But he went in to this rap/hip hop medley, so to speak, and was spontaneously joined on stage by Brandy Evans, who got up and threw some rap in there. And she was jamming it. And then Chris Reese. And it was an epic medley of like 50 years of hip hop. It was so much fun. The crowd loved it. It was just one of those moments. It's what I call the once in a lifetime things that you seem to always happen at the Bell and the Bear. And it was so cool. And missing pictures. Thank you for that, Dewey. I can always count on you to know what's happening. Hi, Brian. Thank you for being here. Hi, Steve Stein. Hi, Jim Kilroy. Thank you so much. And Jay went to the Sorg for Here Comes the Mummies. Amazing. Great time. Sorg is a wonderful venue. It really is, Jay. I'm glad you got a chance to experience there. Built in 1821, I think, or 1891, something like that. Built way back when. A cool venue. It's supposed to be haunted too. It is. I'm trying to get to your comments here, guys. Thank you for that missing pictures, Dewey. I appreciate that. And Jim says, thank you for the Hall Around Town stickers. Thank you, Jim. Hello, Dale. You're late, but the woo will make up for it. Thank you. And there's Carrie. Thank you. I hope you don't mind. I gave you photo credit and borrowed some of your photos today. And he says the energy Tim has in the crowd. stood their ground. It just exploded into an awesome night. It did. What a cool thing to happen at the Bell and the Bear. And I'm looking forward to having Tim Anderson on so he can tell the story of the Naked Karate Girls, because it's a machine, man. And if you've never seen them, you're missing out there too. They're a great party band, good time. If you're having an event with, 5,000 of your closest friends in a tent, you want the Naked Karate Girls playing. It's a good time. But the other knockout performances at the Bell and the Bear included Chelsea Calloway singing one of my favorites, Dio, Rainbow in the Dark, CFG and the Family, the entire band doing their dirty bluesy thing on stage. Casey Mason, Greg, and Pete always slay it. And, whenever they're there, so is Diana Halligan taking pictures along with Carrie. You guys took some great pictures that night. And Jim says Brandy Evans is such a wonderful rapper. Yeah, she can do it, man. Brandy got a little ghetto in her somewhere. I'm telling you, she can get it going. And I love Brandy and Mickey. We had so much fun that night on Thursday night at the Bell. It's always a pleasure to be around those people. And again, Jonathan Grooms, if you're still out there, thank you for your hospitality always. And TJ, he just popped in. You did a great job Thursday night, as you always do at the Bell, bringing the rock and roll party to the crowd. He said Flatline killed it at the Pine. There you go. Love that band too. All right. I got to move on though. So our weekend of music here, guys, Friday night, get this, no music in my life Friday night. Dinner at Cooper's Hawk, and spontaneously decided to go see Ghostbusters, the movie, in the theater. It was a blast. I'm just going to tell you that. It's a blast from the past. If you like the original Ghostbusters, you'll love this one. It was fun. Don't get too hung up on plots and all that stuff. Just enjoy it. There were some really cool reenactors there with their cars outside, Ecto 1 and all that. They had them all outside and all these lights and Ghostbuster logos on them. And then I learned later, and they were all dressed with the proton packs on their back and the suits inside, and they were inside the theater lobby. But these guys go around the country, these groups, making money for charity. They've donated over $2 million since these groups started with the Ghostbuster fanatics and so on. So hats off to them for doing what they do too. And it was fun for the kids to see that were coming in that night. All right, Jim Kilroy said he saw a Denim Deluxe at Rick's and Michelle Robinson Band at Trillions. Thank you for that shameless plug. Dale went to the 21 to see Sonny Mormon Friday. Joe Cole's band at the Bearded Saddle. Joe Cole's, love him. Great guy. Greg, thank you. And he said Don Hudson and the guys Second Wind did a good job at Jim and Jack's. Thank you for that. And what else we got? Got to see what else is on the list. And Jeff Vance killed soundage. Sorry, guys, got to take a drink here. All right, got to move on. Sean Cooper in the house. We were just talking about Milano's there with Benny Bodine just a minute ago. So let me roll on, though. That was our Friday night. Saturday, though, was absolutely the highlight of my week, even though the Bell and the Bear Jam is always a good highlight. I got to say, Saturday was a great highlight. And I want to talk about JJ Gray and Mofro. We're wearing the merch. Had to buy some merch. I got to give to the cause. I do. When you like an artist that much and you enjoy a show that much, I will say JJ Gray at the Taft was like medicine for your soul. I'm just going to say that. Now, we got to be a part of the VIP experience, the sound check, the meet and greet. Got to hang out with some great people like Tim and Gina McCann and Jill and Glenn Drew. We had a great time with them. Our friends Roger and Cheryl McNutt were there in the VIP section as well. And we got a chance to experience the sound check, which was fun to watch. And, they did some songs just to warm up that they certainly didn't have in their set. Tupelo Honey, things like that, that they were playing, which were really fun. And what was cool is to see the simplicity of the stage setup, yet the absolute experience of all these people up there that made it such a great show. And the meet and greet was interesting. Got a chance to, and I call it a grab and grin. You get a chance to grab a hand, shake hands, and get a picture. But JJ was super nice guy. We've had a chance to talk to him before. but really a fun experience just to get to stand there for a minute. And we mentioned to him that Mrs. Hall around town did that we had seen him at the Buckingham Blues Bar, which is a little swampy bar in Florida. I'll talk about in a minute. But he kind of chuckled at that because we got a little mutual thing going about the owner there and what an absolute crazy redneck he is. But it's a lot of fun. And what else we got here? I'm looking here at the comments, and I'll get back to it. Glenn's got JJ videos up on YouTube. Saxophone player gave you a set list. Thank you for that. And JJ Gray's lighting and sound was perfect. I love the old theater lighting that they had up there that were really LEDs back there behind them, but they look like the old theater lighting. It was cool. And Gina said it was absolutely incredible, still kind of floating. Yeah, it was an incredible night, and I am too. I'm riding high after that night. And one thing at the meet and greet, rumor had it that Tim McCann actually may have grabbed JJ's ass. I heard that. I'm not sure. But rumor had it, and something about he said he was sorry that he grabbed his ass, and something about if you want me to do it again, I will. I don't know, something like that, but pretty crazy. And Glenn, I didn't get a chance to tell you that I didn't get a chance to tell you, Glenn, that somebody saw you with the JJ Gray scrolling little lighted thing you had on your chest, the little scroller. And when we were leaving, and they asked if you were an Uber driver because they saw the lights going across your chest. I kind of found that a little bit funny. I did. Tim grabbed more than he should have. Was incredible. Yes. Hi, 7 West. Thanks for dropping in. So let's talk about the show. First and foremost, Judith Hill. Oh, my. If you've never seen Judith Hill, and I hadn't, you'll find yourself swept away by her presence on stage. Let me tell you, as soon as she starts playing or singing, it was strong. It was confident. Man, she was a hugely talented guitar player and piano player with a voice that made the hair on my arm stand up. Man, she was good. Judith Hill, fantastic. Her whole set was filled with, her super musical ability at every level. Blues, funk, R&B. She even threw like psychedelic 70s in there. She also sang and played with her dad on bass and her mom on keyboard and one superior drummer to make it all great. Hi, Scarlett. Thank you for being here. What's Gina got to say? On accident. But he said he'd do it again if he wanted to be. Tim is not right. I'm just telling it. Gina says, first time seeing her live, been listening to her for a while. Gina, man, thanks for telling me it was going to be good, and you were right. She was something, the family affair thing. Her mom jams on that keyboard. However, I had a weird sense of School of Rock and the kid that played keyboard there as I watched mom play. It's a little strange for me. It's like a flashback, but they were all so good, so talented. Judith Hill is absolutely a complete musical package and just fantastic. So if you don't know her, look her up and look at some of her YouTube videos. Somebody told me she may have won a Grammy. Is that true? I don't know that for a fact. I didn't look it up today, but certainly Judith Hill, what a support act for JJ Gray. Just smoked it on stage. It left everybody wanting more. I can tell you that for sure. And I think they played 45, 50 minutes before the show. So it was good long set, but still. Hi, Billy Baker. Thanks for being here. So now let's talk JJ Gray and Mofro. Let's talk about them for a minute. We see a lot of live local music. And when I say local, I mean local. This is a national touring act. Would never miss it. There's certain artists that come to town, and I don't care who's playing that night. I'm going to go see those certain artists, and JJ Gray is one of them. And we've seen him numerous times, as I was mentioning earlier, even a small venue deep in the swamps of Florida where the moss hangs from the trees over the stage. And it holds about 500 people. And the owner says, if you get too drunk, you just hang out in the parking lot out in the field over the night, and we'll feed you breakfast in the morning. That kind of stuff. It's cool. And JJ Gray touches your soul, man, when he plays. It's like, the Dalai Lama on the stage of music with a microphone. He always emphasizes to the crowd about being in the moment, and he's in his moment. This show, 18-song, 2-hour and 25-minute concert. that was him, that went on for a capacity audience at Taft. It was amazing, if not better. It was passionate, inspirational. I could write all kinds of adjectives about it. Full of smiles. And, you know, when you hear a lot of people yelling in the audience, "We love you, JJ," there's something to be said about it. It's not often you see a tough looking guy like him, bearded dude, on stage showing a tear running down his face and then later breaking out into dance. That's what happened. And, you know, at the end, one of my favorite songs, "Brighter Days," he just brings it. The final song you think it's over, and then there's 6 more songs. I mean, he just keeps playing. In fact, he joked about welcome to set number 2, because it gets pretty crazy. He's a pro front man, is a great band leader, directing his band, the timing of the band. If anybody was there, they know that. When he said "Hello, Cincinnati," I told my band this was going to be an off the hook night, basically. He also said that about that in sound check. He truly seems to love playing in the tri-state. Every time I've seen him, and I've seen him other places, he doesn't say that. So I think this is really true for him here. It's one of those amazing connections he has with the crowd here who loves him. And his music isn't technically blues. A lot of people call him a blues artist. It's more what I would call honest and true music. When he tells a story, and Gina just posted about it, what a great storyteller. When he tells a story or sings a song, he has a knack for turning and glancing at the audience. And he looks you square in the eye, and you think he's looking right at you. And he delivers whatever punchline or whatever thing he's saying, and he makes it personal. And that's why his fans know all the lyrics. They sing along, and they go to multiple shows. They do. And his faithful following, as I like to call it, is one that he captures the crowd with during the show. Drinking his drink, singing his songs, telling his stories. You feel like you're kind of sitting on the porch with him. That's the way I feel about it. And what a superstar. What's up there, Chris Will? Thank you for being here. What do we got? Sean Cooper said he saw Crying Out Loud. Thank you, Sean. I will tell you, we got to see some great friends that night, which made it even better. Obviously, Gina, thank you, and Tim and Glenn and Jill for being there, and Roger and Cheryl, if you're watching, thank you so much. And many more. Mary Ann, Tendon Bar. We had all kinds of friends in the house. But I will say this about JJ Gray. Listen to his music. The new album, which is what this whole tour is about, was fantastic. And he played a lot of the tunes early on from that album. And if you haven't seen JJ yet, it's a must do no matter what style of music you like. I don't care if you're a rocker, if you're a country person, whatever. This show will leave you smiling. And if you're not smiling when you leave a JJ Gray show, you have no soul. That's all I'm going to say. You have no soul. And if you go to a show and you happen to see Mrs. Hall around town sitting on the tour bus, it means she's left me for good for her favorite artist. Because if his bus pulled up in front of the house, the only thing I would see is taillights and exhaust as it went down the street, and she'd be on it. So JJ Gray is wonderful. And Dewey says JJ's playing Columbus Thursday night. If you missed it, there you go. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Yeah, he played in Indy the night after Cincinnati. And also, there's rumor that he may be appearing in the Cincinnati region this summer. So it's not set in stone yet. So I'm not going to announce it until he does. But if he is, we'll be there for real. Absolutely. And Steve says only This River is my favorite song. Thank you, Steve, for that. But what a great performer. His band, he has an addition of a couple young ladies who are singing backups with him, and do a couple solo numbers and get out there and sing along like in a duet with him. Really, really good addition to the band. And of course, his band's been with him for so long. His guitar player's killer, drummer slays it. And certainly the smiling bass player, I like to call him, he always fun too. So JJ Gray, guys, horn section, percussion section. It is a performance art. It is. It's wonderful. And if you haven't seen him, go see him. And that wraps up our weekend in review. Anybody else out there see anybody they want to mention? Drop it in the comments. We'd appreciate that very much if you would. I got through this one pretty quick today. And Kara says, please announce on your page when tickets go on sale. Yeah, it is. Kara, you would love it. You would absolutely love it. And Nicole got to see Bones Owens at Southgate House Revival Saturday night. Awesome show. Thank you for that, Nicole. Thanks for chiming in there today. Diana said she missed JJ Gray. Thursday Jam was great music. Yeah, and Diana, your photos were spectacular on that. Thank you. I used some of them today on the page and gave you some photo creds for that. And the C song, yeah, there's so many good songs that JJ does. And Lock Loosa and all that. I mean, they're just so good. And thank you, Jim. Appreciate it very much. And hopefully, guys, we've shared some things with of some potential openers here, people that could open for JJ, and we've shared some video with their camp and all that. And hopefully, they did take a look at it. I got confirmation that they're looking at it, and JJ does watch some things on the bus. So who knows if he ever comes back to town? Because let me tell you, it's going to be tough shoes to fill with Judith Hills, though. She killed the opening act. Absolutely. Yes, that is the rumor, Bill. Thank you. I wasn't going to say it, but since Bill decided to write it, I'll say it that there's a possibility of that happening. And let's hope that does happen, because I know I'll be there for real. I don't care if it's raining, snowing, whatever it is, we'll be there to see that show. Hey, tomorrow, Hot Topic Tuesday, 5:00. And then Wednesday with the band, noon on Wednesday with the Naked Karate Girls. We're going behind the scenes of the NKG to find out the inner workings. You know, y'all have rumored out there about them having multiple bands and all that. Well, they got a lot of guys. I think there's 12 total people that are part of the NKG camp. And we're going to talk about how they pull all this off and are able to play multiple cities in the same night and all the things that they do. So that'll be fun to talk and learn about. And then Thursday's show, Who's Playing Out, brought to you by our friends at Froggies in Monroe, Ohio. Yes. JJ Gray at Bourbon and Beyond Fest in September in Louisville. There you go. Thank you for that one, Bill. I know you enjoyed yourself. Good to see you there too, Bill. I meant to mention you earlier. And yes. Thank you, Sean Cooper. Guys, thanks so much for supporting us here at All Around Town Radio. Don't forget to hit the share button on the show if you're a music lover. We'd appreciate that. And until next time, get out and support live local music and the bands and venues that bring it to you. We'll be back tomorrow at 5:00 for Hot Topic Tuesday right here. Tune in. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Working for the weekend, and I wanna see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great advice. I know who I should go see. So Around Town Radio Show is where I go for the latest band info. So Around Town Radio Show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the All Around Town Radio Show. The All Around